Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Master Division Finals of the SpyParty Major League. My name is Taboshi. I'm joined today by Hornet.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. And don't know about you, but I am very much looking forward to watching this championship today.
Absolutely. And we've got Nebula as our host and observer as well. This is the last game of Master Division for both of these players as they get ready to move up to Grandmaster next season. But before that, we still need to determine the champion of Master Division, Adafheyesh versus Dampsquib.
Yep, and with that, let's go ahead and take a closer look at these players.
It is still astounding to me that Adafheyesh has gotten an 85% success rate on Sniper. That is a ridiculous number.
Yeah, 85 is honestly unheard of. And I know in Grandmaster, it's generally expected that players are winning games on the sniper side. They do have very high percentages, but 85. That is just unbelievable to me. Yeah, Adafheyesh has been absolutely getting it done on the sniper side. Fairly strong on the spy side too, but to me, this really just looks like what would happen if you dropped a Grandmaster player into the Masters division. Yeah, just very, very strong sniper. He knows he's going to win those sniper rounds, and a spy that will really put pressure on his opponents. Generally getting to that mission win countdown, forcing you to take a shot with as little information as possible.
And not a fan of balcony, it seems.
Yeah, and I think that kind of tracks across strong snipers. On balcony, you really have the lowest edge on the sniper side. Veranda, modern definitely play into the sniper side. Ballroom quite balanced, and yeah, looking at these records, I mean, both of these players have gone against an absolute murderer's row at Masters. I mean, so many absolute difficult opponents. It's a huge accomplishment that they've even made it this far, and quite evenly matched, it seems, as they drew their one match that they played against each other.
Not only did they draw the one match they played against each other, they both have the exact same record of 5-1-1. Adafheyesh lost the game against Martini, whereas Dampsquib lost one against Shep.
Yeah, almost exactly the same. Looking at these players, I mean, okay, not quite an 85% sniper rate, but 79 is still
Still
incredible.
too high of a number.
Yeah, still very, very, very good. Scary levels of good, especially considering there are some really good spies in this division. So, yeah, whatever they're doing on the spy side, it is working. And yeah, so kind of the main difference here, though, is yeah, in the venues, it seems like they both like ballroom. Slight difference, though, here is Damp is a fan of library and a fan of redwoods, which, yeah, kind of a controversial pick there. Not too many players like to play on redwoods.
Redwoods is the newest venue in the SpyParty rotation, and some players feel like they've got a handle on it fairly well by now, but us SpyParty players have a bit of a difficult time adapting to new things. We're so used to doing what we're used to doing that when suddenly there's too many trees, we have some issues.
All right, and yeah, with that, let's go ahead and get into the draft. I think one thing's for sure, we probably won't be seeing any double balcony.
Yeah, both of them are not a fan of balcony.
Okay, and as expected, one of the only bans was balcony. So just playing it safe, getting that out of the way.
And also terrace, which is like second balcony.
Yeah, Terrace is interesting because I think Terrace actually did make its way into their first matchup, and I guess as expected, that one was a sniper party. I think everything in their first matchup was a sniper party, aside from Ballroom, where both of them scored points on the spy side. Well, let's look at let's see. Oh, double. Oh, so Redwoods will be making an appearance. It'll be Damsquid's double, and I quite like that pick, seeing as their first encounter was very sniper sided. He's saying, "Hey, here's a chance for us to get some spy wins right off the bat. Four chances." And Adafheyesh kind of playing more into their strengths. Double veranda. That's kind of something we've seen from Rav. So maybe it's kind of just a strong sniper saying, "Hey, I know you're not going to get 5 missions past me, so I'm going to take these two guaranteed or close to guaranteed sniper points and seeing what I can do on the spy side."
Very different strategies with these doubles. Redwoods is a much more spy-favored map. Dampsquib believes in their sniper on that venue and believes they'll be able to get some passed on spy to push a lead there, whereas Adafheyesh just seems to be settling in a place where they're comfortable, where they know they're going to be able to lock it down from the sniper side and try some stuff out on the spy and see if anything sticks.
Yep, and not honestly not too much else to say about the singles. Pretty standard for high level matches. Aquarium, Library, Gallery, Courtyard, Ballroom. Nothing really stands out to me. All good venues, all really good chances on both sides. So yeah. If you're ready, I'm ready to get right into it.
One quick thing before we get started. For those of you who maybe are a little bit less up to date with this particular tournament and the way it's set up, the reason that Adafheyesh was able to get that one extra single pick in there is because they are technically the higher seed coming out of the regular season. Other than that, I think we're ready to get this thing started. Starting out on Adafheyesh's double pick, the doubled veranda to open up the festivities. Adafheyesh is going to be starting things out on the spy side versus Dampsquib's sniper. Let's get the championship finals underway in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah,
and we already have Smallman.
Yeah, already Smallman right off the bat. Not something you typically see right off the bat, but yeah, pretty strong start. Bringing out the Smallman right away when Sniper's not quite expecting it, and pretty typical of Adafheyesh, just kind of taking it slow, not rushing it. One thing I've kind of noticed from watching Adafheyesh is they really do not give you many behavioral tells and will do many AI type interactions.
That was a bit of a tense moment with the ambassador there, but Adafheyesh in a very, very exposed position, so I think very wisely holding off on trying to get some bug shenaniganry going on. Very nice bouncing on the way through.
And we earned
nice
the low light.
Stop as their spot in conversation gets taken, and they wound up getting low lit for it.
Yeah, those are the moments like you just love as a spy. I mean, you just acted so perfectly AI like that you earned a highlight for it. And I really have to say, like, that kind of back and forth bouncing, it is not that easy to replicate. And the the stop, the conversation stop on top of it was really just the icing on the cake. I wonder if Adafheyesh felt that laser movement and knows that he's kind of free to just kind of get away with missions at this point.
Well, if they have, they're not really acting like it. Grabbing a green book, picking up an extra 45%, an extra 45 seconds from the time ad, rather, and now stepping into conversation with the seduction target, where we're going to pick up a quick 51% on a green flirt. We're not moving nearly as fast as if we suspect we're low lit, but it makes sense that Adafheyesh, even if they suspect, they're not going to lean into it too hard in case they're not correct.
Yeah, very fair point. And yeah, I think the fake BB kind of confirms that okay, we don't know we're a low light, but still, this is kind of Adafheyesh's style. Like we're gonna play slow. We're gonna be very sneaky, not give you a whole lot to work with, and you're pretty much just gonna have to shoot us based off a mission count at the end.
Very good match play coming out of Adafheyesh too. That's not the sort of fake contact you normally expect to see. So Dampsquib is going to have to be aware for the entire rest of the set that Adafheyesh is willing to do things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, things like that will definitely kind of pay forward in the match strategy. Also, the early time ad. I mean, now like the sniper is going to have to divert his attention to look for those time ads throughout the whole rest of the match. Yeah, and they may even have to like doubt some of their low lighting strategies. So yeah, I mean, even if this doesn't end up being a win, this seems like it's been a pretty valuable match for Adafheyesh so far.
Indeed. So that is the second mission completion done. We've got the flirt, we've got the contact, and we just got the bug. slipping in behind the conversations, taking advantage of the small stature of this character to get a bug that was completely invisible even while Dampsquib was around and watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge play from Adafheyesh. One of those plays that even if we weren't low lit, still very good chance of getting away with. And we
Green
have
Purloin
a
coming
green
off as
fur line
well.
pending. So I think this is going to be the key moment for Dampsquid to get back into this game. Especially if this does not chain, that will allow it to get traced back to us. So we'll train it chains at least past the SDA. And looks like we're gonna start picking up some fingerprints and inspects, giving us many routes to finish this game.
Yeah, I don't see the inspects getting used. We do have a very easy path to finishing prints. The Purloin has come off. Dampsquib has gotten a good look at it. I don't know how they're going to be able to react to this well enough to make anything happen with it. But into the green bookcase we go, and that is going to be no. Actually, that was a very unusual path. Felt like we wanted to just go into the green bookcase to grab this print, but instead we canceled off of the briefcase and did a little loop around before we finished up here. But the fingerprint is done, the mission is done, and Adafheyesh strikes first off of the back of a very early pathing low light.
Yeah, well done to earn that low late. I mean, that really just paid dividends throughout the match, and I mean, you could just see from Dampsquid's point of view, they just really just could not figure out who could have done that purloin. So, yeah, just one of those cases where once someone's a low light, they're a low light. You're not really tracking them anymore, so you're just assuming someone just did a sneaky purloin and you just miss it entirely. So, yeah, well done from Ada.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what they're able to do on the sniper side. I suspect they're just going to have a nice, easy game settling in and come away with a sniper victory. It's very hard to win on spy side on this venue, contrary to what we have just seen. We'll see what Dampsquib is able to do about it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and already just a huge battle for Dampsquib, and Ada has to be feeling really comfortable. You got a spy win on Veranda, 3 more rounds of Veranda to go. I mean, you're probably feeling you can hold the sniper. So yeah, all the pressure really is going to be on Dampsquib here to make things happen. So yeah,
Absolutely.
picking up the early flirt progress. Looks like Amba is leaving us a fingerprint on blue. So let's see how aggressively we're going to play this.
Well, not very aggressively on the print. It looks like we're heading all the way out to the other side of the venue to start picking up a little bit of progress over here. Maybe just a time ad, too.
Yeah, maybe just kind of getting an idea of what the party looks like over here. And there's actually quite a few in conversation. DA is available, but no, not going to take the contact. And probably a good choice because actually Alice, I think, has already finished inspects. So I think we would love to keep her in for the contact at the very least.
Stepping in for the first flirt. As we head all the way back across the venue to where we started. Sorry, that's the second flirt. Up to 67% off of the close white.
Yeah, pretty early flirt progress, and actually pretty similar to the way Adafheyesh started. I think finishing flirt before doing anything else at all. And yeah, pretty similar styles on the spy side between these two. Not really giving the sniper a reason to look at us this early, which is probably good when we still have several hardtails to get away with. And speaking of hardtails, settling right next to the ambassador. Not too much cover here for a bug though.
No, indeed it wasn't. And indeed, they're not able to find a good enough position or a good enough rotation from Adafheyesh to be comfortable taking that bug. So right now we've got 2 minutes and 35 on the clock, and all we've got is these two flirts. No other mission progress yet.
Yeah, I really like the ambassador's position for a bug now. Well, I liked it a little bit better when the conversation was more full. Just Adafheyesh is just camping the ambassador really hard though. I think he just really wants to, he's saying, hey, if you want to get a bug, you're really gonna have to earn it. And probably a good strategy for this venue.
Well, with Toby right there as well, there's not a whole lot else to be keeping track of in other places in the venue. You just sort of have to shoulder check over now and then to make sure the spy's not being cheeky anywhere. And other than that, you should be able to get away with things pretty nicely. Dampsquib does take a purloin, a white test on it too, so the list is gone.
Yeah, it was a white test, and it was while the ambassador was fairly close to us. So I have to assume that Perlin was getting tracked, but it does not feel like Adafheyesh is reacting to it. I was honestly I was kind of expecting a shot from that, but something must have caught his attention. Maybe at the very least he didn't see the fade. Yeah, still actually no even I don't know if any lowlights have come off of this. So are we just not looking at Toby, or are we maybe we saw the Purloin and we're not reacting yet?
Oh no. Oh, yep, yeah, that's, yep.
Nice, pretty nice attempt of a wrong arc bug. I think the sniper just might have had the perfect. Yeah, they had basically the angle that you don't want them to have when you're taking that bug. So yeah, unfortunate for Dampsquib. I think it might have got away with that Purloin, but yeah, the bug was hand was quite visible.
So that is going to put Adafheyesh up by 2 games very, very early on. And back into the spy side they go to see if they can push this even farther. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right, so going from Smallman to Kane, pretty solid on the spy choices so far for Adafheyesh. Yeah, and honestly, I mean, up 2-0 in a matchup like this, like you can probably take some risks. Generally, you're going to need to take risks on Veranda anyways, so yeah, I'm sure
Ooh,
Adafheyesh is feeling in a good
interesting
place.
to see the red test on the flirt. That was fast enough. That was definitely intentional.
Yeah, interesting, and
Ooh, and a
unfortunately,
white purloin right away, too.
yeah, white Purloin, so I assumed,
Dampsquib hasn't seen it.
yeah, he does see that we have the drink. Maybe didn't see the exact fade, but I think he should be able to narrow this down quite a bit.
I think he hasn't seen the list gone yet. Because I saw him highlight someone on the other side of the venue right after that list got taken.
Yeah, I just noticed a few seconds ago actually a little bit of a laser shake and took just a couple lowlights. So actually this went about as well for Adafheyesh as he really could have hoped. Oh, but we do
Oh,
get the
wow.
highlight. We do get the highlight. So I think at the very least Damp is aware that if it was white that we are suspect number 1.
Okay, considering how late that purloin was caught, that is a very big pickup from Dampsquib. We'll see how confident they are about that light as the game progresses, but that could be a very big find.
Yeah, and I mean even if it's like not a high confident highlight, I mean with these two players you're not going to finish 4 more missions as a highlight unless things just really work out. Yeah, so go ahead picking up the print, probably a good strategy, but it looks like it's a dead briefcase, so nothing to gain from that.
it's and it's a difficult situation because it is very easy for both the spy and the sniper to not realize how many times that case has been picked up and just sort of attribute a print to all of them, which is not what you want as Adafheyesh right now.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think, like anytime you wipe Purloin, I think you have to at least assume you're probably a big suspect. I think what Ada's probably going to do here is really just use up the time, just put the test on the sniper, like make them like doubt their info if they got it right or not. And yeah, I don't know. I think okay, and our ST joins us, so that's quite fortunate. I mean, we can still put ourselves in a position to win, but I don't think we're gonna do any hard tells in the near future. Just yeah, just gonna put all the pressure on the
Fake
sniper that we can.
contact to try to distract from the bug, but the ambassador leaves at the wrong moment. The bug doesn't take, and Dampsquib is able to find the shot anyways. So a very nice pickup from Dampsquib at the end there. It's just the ambassador stepping away at the exact wrong moment.
Yeah, actually, I really like that attempt from Ada because Damp actually did immediately go ahead and take the lowlights. So in some situations that could have worked, but yeah, the ambassador just leaving at the worst possible time. So we didn't really get to see if it would have worked otherwise.
Either way, we're seeing some cracks in the armor for Dampsquib, to be certain. They got an ill-advised lowlight on their first sniper game and largely missed a purloin on the second. So Adafheyesh definitely has ways through. Let's see if Dampsquib can start finding something similar in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, first starting off as queen looks like just moving to an innocent conversation, but ST is settling quite close, so that, well, no, ST really just can't make up his mind on where he wants to go. So yeah, really just kind of taking our time, not trying to force. Oh, and actually we're purloining right off the bat, and this time it is a green test, so I think this is going to work out significantly better than what we have seen previously.
Well, especially if we're able to get a little bit of a chain on it, although it doesn't look like we are. Oh, actually, it looks like Cowboy does wind up rejecting. He was holding it long enough that I thought he was going to take it.
Yeah, so it looks like Plane Twin does take, so it chained to, I think, about 3 in total, including us. So
how does Adafheyesh react to this?
Yeah, because the problem is, like, this was done so early that you can maybe not be in the camping phase of tracking Toby yet when we took. Yeah, it really kind of remains to be seen. Like, but I don't know, like, just kind of based off of the way that both of these players kind of had delayed reactions to white purloins, I want to think we're not a huge suspect for this.
I agree.
And yeah, just joining back in with the ST, getting that progress, and honestly, a pretty good position to yeah, put ourselves. Yeah, a pretty good position to finish missions at the moment.
I kind of wanted Dampsquib to put the list back. It would have been so funny.
It would have been quite funny, but yeah, if there's one way I can describe both of these both of their spies,
no.
it is risk adverse, at least not taking super unnecessary risk. Oh yeah, really unfortunate red fingerprint. I do think that would have helped our chances quite significantly if we were able to get that difficult print. But
Yeah.
not much going on this side of the party, so I wonder if, no, not going to take any inspects, just going to go ahead and get that additional fur progress if our ST would stay still for a moment.
I really like the attempt on the difficult print, that kind of thing, especially on bookcases, because bookcase prints go away really fast. So if you can find a difficult print on a bookcase, that can be a huge boon later on in the game. Unfortunately, just not quite able to hit it. Into the statues for another flirt and a quick inspect. So we've got 1 inspect and 68% on the flirt now, just under 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, and since we're, only getting the white flirts and our ST is, not really being so cooperative, I think it is we're in a little bit of a danger of getting flirt paired if we're seen right next to them again. So maybe you have to, I don't know, maybe might need to take a cross combo flirt and hope for a green for the last one. It really just kind of depends. I mean,
Look
on
how
Veranda,
empty this side of the venue is. That almost never happens.
yeah, that is quite unusual. And it almost makes you think you could get away with something over here. But of course, the one other person who's over here is the ambassador, so that's gonna draw all the attention in the world to us. However, kind of being alone in conversation with the ambassador is one of those behavioral things where you think, okay, normally a spy wouldn't be doing that, right?
That said, we are in a very difficult situation time-wise. We've stepped into conversation with our seduction target, so we've just gotten that done, but with 55 seconds left to play, we still have 3 missions to get. Likely the plan is going to be taking up this contact. Indeed, that's what we do first, and then I have to assume it's going to be an inspect swap. We just don't have much time for much else.
Yeah, honestly, what felt like a pretty decent pace has just kind of gotten away from us a little bit. I mean, part of it, party isn't being as cooperative as we'd like. But yeah, I mean, exactly like you mentioned, inspect swap really is the only play at this point. So
25 seconds.
unfortunately, we don't have much cover here either. But maybe that could work in our favor if the sniper's looking at some big suspects on the other end of the venue.
Both
let's
the
see.
ambassador and Toby are over here. There's the last inspect. There's the swap. It's going to be about 1 second of overtime. I think Adafheyesh had the angle to see the statue, did not notice the statue had changed. Because it hasn't yet. It was a green test. That's why
it
he didn't
green.
notice it. I just assumed that it was going to be a white for sure, but Adafheyesh knows that it was a green because of the timer hanging at 0, is able to pick up the shot without too much issue.
Yeah,
and that is going to be Adafheyesh coming out of the first venue 3-1.
Yeah, and we even attempted a very late bug right at the end that it didn't take, and I don't think it was seen, but we still were shot within that 10-second window. So, yeah, it was a nice try, but I don't think much of an opportunity was missed there. And absolutely, yeah, great start for Adafheyesh, and honestly, probably one of the best situations you could really hope for picking a double veranda. So, yeah, let's see if things can turn around on Redwoods.
Interestingly, Purloin seems to be a bit of a weak spot in both of the sniper games of these two players. This venue does not have the same version of Purloin, so we'll see how they're able to deal with that, starting with Adafheyesh on the Spy versus Dampsquib Sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, picking Taft, interesting choice. Not a Spy you get to see very often, and usually when you see him, it's usually going to be on bigger venues. So I love the choice. I used Taft for my player card pick in SML. Yeah, honestly, I really like him as a Spy. I like using that extra speed, and I like the fact that usually people aren't really associating you with a Spy-like character since you're the ambassador so often.
Yeah, absolutely. This time the ambassador is Pearls, who is one of the, if not the slowest character in the entire game.
Yeah, and that's kind of an interesting choice. You're picking the fastest and the slowest, which you almost wonder if that's going to make it hard, for some to hit bugs in certain situations. I mean, I guess you're just gonna hope the ambassador isn't moving generally when you're trying to hit them. But yeah, honestly, not a bad start. Getting that really early flirt progress already at 91%. Ambassador, double agent unfortunately bails on us, so not getting contact this early when most people are in conversation, but I'm sure we'll have more opportunities to do so later.
But as you were saying, lots of early flirt progress, and into the bar we go to pick up. I don't think we picked up a delegate there.
Yeah, that was actually just a true reject, which kind of an interesting choice. I mean, even if you're not going to use a delegate, it doesn't really hurt just to have it in hand. But yeah, I mean, maybe Ada just knew hey, I'm not I have no plans of delegating right now. So yeah, just taking an innocent bar trip. Checking, did we add time? No, did not add time.
Minute and 40 left to play. No mission completions as of yet. Now we have our first. The flirt is done, but we have no other progress other than that one flirt. And with a minute and a half, that's significant time pressure.
Yeah. The thing is, on Redwoods, it kind of feels like you can get away with a lot, but the missions generally take time. Because I mean, if you want to do inspects, you have to go to at least 2 different statue sites. Yeah, I mean, you really can't rush a book transfer, at least not without being too obvious. And yeah, even Prince could take a while, but maybe Adafheyesh has been paying attention though and knows there's some lying around the venue that can be used. And yeah, this briefcase is not one of them apparently. So still 3 full missions to go with under a minute remaining.
This is an interesting spot in conversation. Oh, that's a nice little bug as Dampsquib dances around the tree and kind of gets caught on positioning there. Contact coming off as well, so 40 seconds to play and 1 mission to go.
Yeah, I really liked it. It looked like Kane and Rocker were just perfectly blocking that animation.
So is the tree.
And the tree. That is quite that can come quite in handy on Redwoods. And yeah, just one more mission. So I was thinking Purloin was the only game in town, but no, we're going to a front-facing statue and immediately pick up a highlight for it.
Yep, it's gonna be the swamp. There it is. And immediately the shot comes off. I think he was trying to lean into a 50-50, pretend it was a green test, but Dampsquib was not having it. I don't think there was anyone there early enough, or late enough, rather, to have pulled us over. So the shot comes off, and it comes off cleanly. Dampsquib not giving up another sniper game.
Yeah, definitely a nice try, a nice bug. Just yeah, I think we just didn't really have the time to get the finish that we wanted here. Had to rush the statues, and yeah, Damp was on top of it. So yeah, let's go ahead and see how Damp can answer on the spy side.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right, first appearance of Wheels, and yeah, maybe kind of a strategic pick. Maybe some things we can get away with on Redwood since we're a little bit shorter. Um, so yeah, let's see. We immediately I think was that also a reject with no delegate?
It looked like he tried to delegate and immediately bail, but I think something weird happened in the action priorities, and he bailed before he actually got the delegate or something along those lines. It was an odd situation, but we are in with our seduction target now. We do have this close green flirt for 51%.
Yeah, I think just kind of biding our time. Looks like there's been at least a few book visitors. Ambassador went to the bar but didn't take a drink, so no print to be taken there unless we can go grab that briefcase. But I think looks like Irish is probably going to get to that before we have any chance to.
It looks like we're just going to sort of hang out and wait for the timer flirt to tick over here. We're just sort of chilling, not doing anything particularly exciting. Oh, a fake contact is relatively exciting, to be honest.
Yeah, it is, but I'm kind of wondering who we're framing here. We eliminated Seek, who was already a highlight, going for a second statue visit, and I think maybe about 5 highlights taken in total. So yeah, a bit of a double-edged play, but I assume there may be someone in the other conversation that we're hoping to frame later.
Either that or it's just trying to keep Adafheyesh honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely want them to be able to, you don't want them to be able to get too opportunistic with those BB, highlights and lowlights. So yeah, maybe not a terrible play, but still, yeah, kind of in a similar situation as Adafheyesh was previous round. We have one mission done, three entire missions to go with only about a minute 15 left. So Besser has been pretty nice with these fingerprints, leaving them around the venue. Like, I wonder how much attention Damp has been paying. So I believe that could be one route, but still, yeah, another mission that we'd have to do on top of that. So yeah, going for the time ad, probably a good choice given the situation.
A green time ad as well is going to slow the clock rather than just adding the time to it straight up. So, oh, apparently that wasn't the play.
Yeah, and, I guess it seems, I guess at least maybe not enough was going on in the party that Adafheyesh could just pay attention to the time ad windows, and yeah, just bad timing. I think a good play to get the time ad, but yeah, just not the best timing because yeah, Adafheyesh was all over that.
Either way, into the second round of Redwoods we go. Ada on the Spy versus Dampsquib Sniper now. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, so kind
Ada's
of
starting at statues this time around. That's a little bit unusual for exactly this reason. Spies usually don't like to be glowing very early on, so the statues is usually a place to avoid because often that makes you glow.
yeah, very good point. Um, I don't know though. I do kind of like the play. I like, especially kind of compared to the previous rounds where both players were taking it a little slow. Um, I mean, just behaviorally, I think both of these players are kind of getting the feeling that, hey, usually you're not really doing a whole lot within the first minute or so. So maybe it's just a kind of good time to just get away with stuff, even if we are a highlight.
Yep, had a bit of a distance from the seduction target, so only 24% on the first one, now getting a bit closer, but the double agent has dropped in to say hi as well, so there's definitely a lot of mission progress available early on here.
Yeah, and he's kind of taking advantage of a little briefcase redirect to get closer to our ST. So definitely planning to just go ahead and just get all of that progress. And actually, quite a few people are in conversation, and we have the double agent. So definitely wouldn't be the worst time to go for a contact.
Well, it's going to be the flirt first for 58% now that we've gotten these two white tests, one close, one not. Section target steps away. But we still have the double agent here if we want to take them. Nope, never mind. Double agent steps away as well. So what looked like a very good opportunity to take that contact winds up not being taken at all.
Yeah, and maybe for the best. I think we wanted our ST to be in for the contact since we saw them at books previously. Like we know they at least have that inspect credit.
Difficult print. Can we hit it? Yes, we can.
Yeah, very, very big green test. I'm sure that is definitely going to come into. I'm sure that's definitely going to be a factor in this round. So, yeah, good on Adafheyesh for hitting that print. I'm sure now he's paying very close attention to where the other prints are in the venue. Go ahead and take in a drink as well. I wonder if either of these players are going to make use of Purloin. Definitely like to use it on the tray venue, but will they be using it here?
Well, we haven't had any bar purloins as of yet. There's the flirt getting finished up with 1 minute to play. So we've got the flirt done, we've got one inspect, we've got one print.
Yeah, and this is, kind of an interesting venue where we can actually, we can pick up a book print as well as both of our inspects. So can make quite a bit of progress here if this is printable, which I'm not entirely sure if it is. Yeah,
It
it is.
was indeed.
So just like that, we're 3 missions done, and
And contact still available.
yeah, contact's still available. So huge position to be in right now. Let's see how close Damp has been paying attention to the fingerprints.
Double agent not playing nice. They're at statues. 20 seconds to play. We might not get this contact off.
Yeah, we're not, but at least Ambassador is within range. Not in the best buggable position, but
10
really
seconds.
that's the only play left at this point.
Oh, went
no,
for
and they
the button,
bail at the last
but the
minute.
ambassador stepped away at the wrong moment, going the opposite direction. We're not able to make it happen. Tries to get the swap off in time, but time runs out before the action test is complete. And Adafheyesh runs out the clock.
Oh, and you have to feel like Damp just caught a huge break here because the fact that we weren't shot for that bug means that we really weren't being stared down. I think a contact wins that. A bug very well could have won that. Really good play for Adafheyesh. Really unlucky the way it turned out.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dampsquib's sniper definitely showing cracks in the armor. Adafheyesh, it feels like it's just a matter of time before they can start pushing a few more spy games through. The question is Dampsquib able to reply in 3, 2, 1, playing it?
Yeah, and last round playing Spy on Redwoods, like this feels like a huge opportunity. Like if you're behind, I think this is the place to do it. Kind of one of those few venues, right, where like you can kind of just do things out in the open that you wouldn't be able to do on other maps. Because yeah, the trees absolutely do get in the way. The sniper can't camp all the angles at the same time, so there's always going to be blind spots. And yeah, hopefully Damp can take advantage.
Well, it's a relatively slow start, hanging out at the fireplace to start the round, and now into the bar we go, picking up, not quite able to get the flirt off in time, so that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, really unfortunate because we took a slight etiquette break taking the flirt before requesting the drink, and it didn't even pay off in the end. So, I mean, luckily for us, Ada wasn't paying attention, to that exact etiquette. But yeah, I mean, you really hate to go right next to your ST and not get anything to show for it because you're gonna have to go next to them quite a few more times.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very hard to look at these sorts of small etiquette things near the beginning of a game, especially on a venue like Redwoods where you have to try very hard just to see the things you're trying to see.
Yeah, and Damp came to this innocent combo, which well now we're joined by our STO, and actually we go ahead and delegate.
Oh, that's going to be
Delegating to
interesting.
wheels, so
Green test for 28%. Yeah, that's pretty close to max distance.
yeah, that's gotta hurt a little bit. I guess the only upside is, at least the timer is gonna be up a little bit quicker.
Delegate does not come off, though.
Yeah, Delegate does not come off, and I really hope that we had a backup plan. Because, yeah, 28%, a minute 30, we need to start doing things, and we need to do them fast.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's much backup plan as of yet. We are still in with the double agent, but the conversations aren't looking great.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm almost at a point where you
Oh
know,
no.
I'm starting to think less about finishing missions and maybe more about like who's frameable right now.
And how do we frame them? There's the contact coming off.
Yeah, get a contact, but it looks like only General and Smallman are getting real on top of us. So yeah, if we're framing anyone, I think it's only going to be General, but I really don't think he's done enough to warrant a shot. So yeah, going back to the Purloin, and honestly, probably not a bad choice since it's going to be one of the quickest mission completions we can do. Just the problem is can we get away with it? Oh, and we do get a
Well,
fingerprint on top of that.
we got one print. We got to delegate. We're going to have to send someone real quick here. And we're going to have to hit this green test on the flirt as well. There's the flirt. We do hit green, so that's 2 missions down. We've got to send the delegate. And we've got to get one more mission besides. Ambassador is at statues. But with 10 seconds left, I don't know if this is going to be able to happen.
Oh, we're going for this briefcase.
We're
That
going
could
for the
be it.
briefcase.
But
It's
unfortunately,
a difficult print. Can we hit it? No, we cannot.
Yeah, unlucky. It was definitely an uphill battle to begin with since we were delegating to the double agent, which, makes the sniper's job that much easier. But yeah, it would have been quite interesting to see what would happen if we had hit that print.
Yeah, that was just too much time spent early and not enough outs for Dampsquib. So had to rush it at the end, went all in on a difficult print and wasn't quite able to hit it. Sometimes that does happen. So Adafheyesh up the break. We come out of the doubles at 3-5 in Adafheyesh's favor as they step into the spy side of Aquarium versus Dampsquib's Sniper in 3-2-1 playing it. Aquarium, SpyParty's home of shenanigans.
Absolutely. I was just thinking, I mean, if there's any answer to, a perfect sniper, it's Aquarium. It's one of the it's probably one of the only venues where you can, you like the sniper can know like, hey, that's a spy and know you're finishing, and they can't shoot you because you're behind a shark. So let's see if the players can take advantage of the mechanics of this venue to get some wins on the spy side.
Yeah, sharks, as it turns out, are in fact bulletproof.
Yeah, something I don't think any of us were really quite aware of until we played SpyParty. Probably something none of us have ever thought to test out, but now we know. So yeah, thank you, Checker, for answering that question for us.
So we did get the 34% off of the early flirt here, and now stepping into conversation with the double agent with 3 minutes and 10 left to play.
Yeah, quite full combos too. I know players generally don't like to take early contacts, but I would be very tempted to just go ahead and take this with how many people are in right now.
Indeed. Worth noting, this is another bar venue, so we're not going to be able to take advantage of the Toby with the tray walking around. We've seen some cracks with that particular mission type. That said, we don't take the contact, and instead it looks like we're going for this briefcase to get a start on Prince off of a difficult. Can we hit it? Indeed we can.
Yep, once again going for the difficult. Yeah, I mean I feel like on the last venue, we had that green difficult print that set us up for a win. And Adafheyesh is probably feeling like, hey, I could probably do that again. Hopefully I won't get as unlucky this time. But yeah, I mean, pretty good start. You got decent progress on the seduce. You got the print, and I mean, I'm sure the sniper really is not really looking at you as a suspect so far.
Indeed. So that's 2 flirts done. We're up to 68% on 2 close white tests. Under 2 minutes to play as we go for this. I thought it was going to be a bug. It was very much a bug path. No bug was taken, and this is just a very suspicious place to be.
It is. I think we're wanting to force the ambassador out so that we can just go ahead and grab this second print. Generally you don't want to take both prints on the briefcase since it's really hard to grab the briefcase without having the attention, but we immediately put it back down. So I wonder, I think maybe we were just behind the shark and just thought that the sniper isn't going to track this print at all.
It's very possible. So print is done. 68% on the flirt, and stepping into the bar to pick up, I assume, a delegate with 1 minute and 5 seconds left to play. We do take the delegate here.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of impressed because I think that was a very intentional fingerprint, and so Adafheyesh would have had to known the exact time it takes to force the ambassador away and know that we're going to be behind the shark at that exact time. That's actually quite impressive that was pulled off. Um, so yeah, I think honestly we just two missions down. I think the fingerprint is undetected, and yeah, let's just see what we're going to do to finish. I assume Purloin's going to play into it. Um, yeah, assume Purloin contact. 30 seconds to go. That would probably be the best route to victory, but DA is actually not in conversation right now.
Yeah, the double agent once again not quite playing nice. 20 seconds to play, 2 missions to get. It's going to be very tight, and there's the Purloin getting taken. How does Dampsquib react to this?
Yeah, hopefully hopefully, I mean, yeah, with no contact, I
Five
think he
seconds.
knows. I think he knows he can hold the shot. Oh, the DA
There's the
gets here just in
contact as the
time.
double agent enters conversation with Adafheyesh. It's gonna be overtime. The shot comes off, but it's not the right one. And Adafheyesh, off of the Purloin, goes up by 2 SPY games.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, I want to say I almost wanted to phrase it that we were lucky that the DA got a conversation, but it's really the reality is we didn't get unlucky a second time. Everything leading up to that point was incredible. Yeah, just DA was not being nice at all, and yeah, just finally decided to get in conversation, where he should be. So, oh man, yeah, beautiful play from Adafheyesh. I'm glad that he got a chance to get a mission win countdown, and yeah, it looks like Damp maybe had it quite narrowed down, but yeah, just didn't find the right shot on Boots, and yeah, with that, pretty huge lead for Adafheyesh, which I'm sure feels great when you know you can trust your sniper.
Absolutely. 3-6 is the current scoreline as Dampsquib steps into the spy side of Aquarium. It's going to be a little bit difficult to stay in this match at this point if you're Dampsquib against as powerful a sniper as Adafheyesh. Let's see if they're able to make a start at it here in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the question: like how do you beat this rock solid sniper when you're already down like this? Like, I don't know. Like, I think do you have to get them rattled or I mean, you got to. I don't think a standard game is going to do it. So I'm hoping to see some kind of shenanigans here.
Well, it is Aquarium, the home of shenanigans, so you could very easily get your wish.
Yeah, and going straight to bar, which could easily just be for the floor progress, remains to be seen. I do kind of like the idea, like early delegates usually aren't advised, but when the bar is quite crowded, they can work out just because it's maybe too many suspects to really reliably track. So let's see if that's actually going to play into our plans here.
Picking up a delegate real quick after we get that 51% flirt at the bar. It took a little while for us to get there. It was a pretty busy bar, but now we're there. So we'll see what we're able to do with it.
Yeah, delegate in hand, and looks like Ambassador is deciding to leave another print just as we leave. So maybe going to go ahead and kill this drink to have the option to go back for a fingerprint or maybe even a difficult. Oh, and
Seduction target drops in to say hi in a very nice position, and we're able to pick up a quick close white on that to bring the flirt up to 85%. So any flirt from here on out will get that done, as the worst possible flirt you can get is still 17%.
yep, that was quite nice from our ST. I think there still might be a difficult print, which is what we're going after right now. I'm not sure if it was just Queen or if Queen and Rocker had both been at the bar. Yeah, it looks like. Okay, so
That
yeah,
was just a straight purloin. That was a direct purloin from the bar.
yeah, very interesting decision.
So that's a 50-50.
Yeah, yeah, taking quite a few lowlights because I think everyone who came to the bar before us had already been Like their delegate timers had all expired, so really not too many suspects to track at this point. Okay, yeah, it looks like maybe it's just us, Smallman, and our ST. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think we can finish, can we? Yeah, because we didn't get that difficult print, so I think we're really just hoping that there's some activity from these guests that can get them shot. But yes, now that I think about it, there is always the shark finishes, so sniper has to have really quick reaction times if we can find one of those finishes.
And that also means if one of the AI just decides to go to the wrong place at the wrong time, there could just be suddenly a bullet.
And this laser is really just kind of burning a hole in Irish right now, so I don't know if, well, now it's on us. And I think we're clearly the top suspects. Yeah, especially since we're so close to the ambassador. Yeah,
That was
and
a
we get the
bug.
bug. Yeah,
That was a bug and a shot. Adafheyesh is on top of it, able to capitalize on the aquarium, bring themselves up to 7-3.
yep. So yeah, still looking quite good for Adafheyesh. Very good to catch that bug. And with that, we're going into ballroom, which yeah, I will mention again. This was one venue where I think both of the players were able to score a spy win in their previous set. Um, yeah, so I mean, maybe this can maybe swing things just a little bit. It could be the swing that Damp needs. And yeah, with that, let's go ahead and get into it.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Keep in mind, these matches are best of 18s. So if Adafheyesh is able to make it to 10, that's the match. The clock is definitely starting to run out for Dampsquib here.
Yeah, definitely a tough position to be in. And yeah, that was actually quite a long. Toby was waiting quite a long time. I thought he was I thought he was offering to us, but it looked like that was actually Disney who was taking, I guess, what the maximum amount of time that an AI can take is. So yeah, not really playing into things, just something to notice. But yeah, just picking up a pretty standard progress here, pretty early flirt progress. And
30% is certainly not the positioning you would have liked to have. It means you're going to need to hit a green test for one of your next two in order to finish in 3. But the
yeah,
action test rate has been high enough that that shouldn't be an issue.
yeah, definitely not ideal, but probably not too concerned. And honestly, I think if you're a Dafayesh, you're probably not even too worried on the spy side right now. Like you've already gotten your 2 victories, and you can kind of just take your time. You don't really have to force things. Just kind of keep max pressure on the sniper, and it's generally, I think that's generally what a Dafayesh does. So, yeah, so going in, taking the second flirt. So yeah, 64%. Still, I think, yeah, still gonna need to hit a green if we want to finish in one additional flirt.
Yeah, we're going to be 2% out from getting it done in
And
3. That's a white purloin.
yeah, so
As
speaking of
soon
being
as we're
patient,
back to trade, Toby, we're taking the purloins. How does Dampsquib react? Sees the list gone.
and honestly, pretty decent reaction for a white purloin, just immediate gulp and just going straight to statues. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, if you didn't see this, then I guess you're not also going to see this gulp and me walking away immediately. But we still get the highlight anyways. Probably for the center inspects and just maybe just being in range of where the list was taken. But yeah, I don't think I don't think that purloin was really seen enough to narrow this down.
Yeah, I think Adafheyesh is in a fairly commanding position in this game right now. Just got to take it slow, get the flirt finished, get the contact done, and that's all you need at this point. No reason to get fancy.
Yeah, a little unfortunate for Dampsquib because I think normally his sniping is very high tier. Just I think it's just kind of one of those situations where when it rains it pours and it's yeah, things just kind of keep getting worse. So I still think there's plenty of ways for him to get back into this round, but yeah, I know that's got to hurt to miss a purloin once again.
Well, isn't able to hit the green test on any of these 3 flirts, so that's 98%. But, well, I guess we sort of wind up next to him again anyways. Contact is done. Shot comes off! So Dampsquib was at least on top of that enough to know there was a threat of completion and be willing to take that shot. So that's a good pickup from Dampsquib.
Yeah, pretty good find. I think a lot of it is because we were probably one of the only ones who really could have been completing. But yeah, it very well just could have been for the flirt pairing, not hitting those greens and having to chase Salmon around a little bit. But I think he actually chased, or he moved with us to the DA at the last minute.
All right, so it seems like I don't know how much you find folks missed of that, but Adafheyesh basically just went about his business going for the flirt, wound up in a position at the end of the game with the seduction target and the double agent, took the contact, and Dampsquib was on top of it, got the shot off. So it's just
Yeah,
a matter now of getting back into making OBS do what we want it to do.
yeah, and I kind of like the strategy, from Adafheyesh, because usually, like, when you get a white Purloin, you're just dead, right? But I kind of liked him where he's basically saying, like, okay, either you saw it or you didn't. I'm gonna just, I'm just gonna finish missions, and if you can take the shot, then so be it. That's really what he did. Put max pressure, and yeah, I think you could even see Damp was maybe a little unsure, but I think he just kind of knew, like, hey, you're the one who's being the most active. You win center statues. You got this contact. I've seen you flirting, so yeah, taking a good shot. Um, if any of those flirts had been green, we would have been a mission win countdown, and I think Dam knew that. So, correct shot to take. And yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like stream is back up and running again.
Yep, looks like it. We just need to get the scoreboard sorted out, and we should be back in business, but that doesn't mean we can't get back at it. Let's get this thing underway. Dampsquib on the spy side now. In 3, 2. My apologies. Still a little bit of weirdness. All right, we're just going to wait for Nebula to give us the go ahead. All right, let's cross our fingers and get back to it. Dampsquib on the spy of Ballroom as Pencil Mustache versus Adafish's Sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, so I mean, despite being behind, that was a huge shot to make for Dam Squid to keep at least keep things alive. And yeah, I think we're pretty much
That's a green purloin. We just
yeah
took a green purloin off the top of the game.
yeah, and I mean, I think those are the kind of risks that we have to take, right? Um, Unfortunately, I'd only chained a small min who took immediately, so not ideal.
Not ideal indeed.
Yeah, I mean, those are the risks you have to take. I like that he took it, but yeah, that does kind of hurt because yeah, we're one of two highlights. Um, Still chances though. I Yeah, I think still chances, and I mean maybe as this goes along, Adafheyesh may start to doubt his info on who might have actually started this chain. But right
Well,
now, narrowed down quite well.
either way, Dampsquib is going to have to play this as calm and collected as possible. Make damn sure we never eliminate Smallman from the equation.
Yeah, Smallman being stared down quite hard as he's getting very close to the ambassador. But yeah, Ada knows obviously no bug happened there.
I'd
And
like to see Dampsquib move a little bit here because Smallman has been fairly active, and just staying put is very much a spy-like thing to do after taking a very early purloin like that.
yeah, true. I think we were just kind of sticking to the plan of just getting that flirt out of the way. But looks like Taft had different plans for us all along. So we can still go ahead and get this contact, and we might as
This
well
is a
since
good contact. Hit the
Taft's.
green too, so neither of the two highlights talking during that.
Yeah, I do like that too, since Smallman was the last to join the conversation before the contact. Um, I mean, the only thing I'm wondering is, will he do enough to get himself shot? And that is quite unlikely because we need him to go center statues or something more than what he's done so far.
Indeed.
But still, yeah, I mean, so our routes to victory. I mean, let's think about it. Really, we can maybe hit some unlikely prints or just get a very good bug. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. Um,
Can he hit this green flirt? No, in fact, he's just sending section target on a trip, and that was enough for Adafheyesh to take the shot. Saw Taft leave as soon as Dampsquib started talking. That's going to be all it takes.
yeah, I'm always impressed when people can shoot for red flirts, but I think that just tells you like how hard we were being tunneled at that point. So yeah, a little unlucky. It looks like I think with that, I think it is
Should
9
be 4
points.
to 8.
Oh, 4 to 8. Okay.
Should be 4 to 8, the current score line. Adafheyesh up by 4 as we head into library. Adafheyesh on the spy first versus Dampsquib's sniper in 3, 2, 1. My apologies. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, library. A little less than ideal. I mean, it's kind of funny like how often that these matches end up being on library when you get in must-win situations because it's such a tough match to I mean, it's such a tough venue to get four missions done.
Yeah, it's one of those venues that people don't gravitate towards, but they don't actively dislike either. So they're not going to wind up in the start of a draft, but they're not going to wind up being left out either. So it's going to show up.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it seems. I mean, I don't know. If I'm a Adafheyesh, I'm feeling pretty good here. I'm feeling like this is probably going to be one that we split, which just gives me one point closer to to this championship. But I
Yeah.
mean, the nice thing is like there are plays you can make, like book cheeses, purloins at the right time, kind of taking advantage of like, okay, you can't see everything at this, you can't see everything at once. And yes, I mean some other suspects kind of picking up attention here. Like looks like sorry, center statue, so she'll be a big one. And yeah, moving into blue books. So let's see if we're gonna try to do a direct transfer here. Maybe
Adafheyesh
even
2 flirts down. Blue book in hand. We'll see if they decide to do anything with it. It's been a pretty reasonably quick start, all things considered, although we're not going to do anything in the book, it turns out.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing that I notice Adafheyesh will do. They'll just kind of take a book, maybe even walk around with it sometimes, and then just put it back, which very unspy-like behavior, very tough to play against. But interestingly enough, I think we picked up a highlight for that books, and we didn't get brought back down to a neutral light, so this might end up being a good thing for Damp.
Yeah, it absolutely could be. It looked like we might have been lining up some sort of bug attempt there on the ambassador, but when they started moving, it was still possible to do it, but it became very unpredictable all of a sudden. So Adafheyesh not opting to take anything off of that, instead just grabbing a quick extra 45 seconds with the watch check and going about their business.
Yeah, I agree. The ambassador did look in a very buggable position. The only problem, I think, is that Toby was right there, which is why we might have not gone for it. But yeah, I do think it kind of looked like we were going for it. But yeah, moving like right at the last second is not a not yeah, not ideal. Not being a good ambassador, but instead just going to leave us some prints on center statues, so we can maybe take
Ladies
advantage of
and
those later.
gentlemen, we have gotten a 17% flirt. That brings us up to 85% off of 3 whites, 2 close and 1 very distant.
Yep. So just kind of in that last range, or that last one flirt range. Still really have not done much of anything though. I guess just not particularly feeling rushed. We maybe aren't feeling too confident after we hit an unfortunate white purling. Oh, and we
I like the attempt. I like the attempt of trying to pick up that reverse drive-by, but the ambassador moved by a little bit too fast, and even if they didn't, Dampsquib was on top of it.
Yeah, ambassador just not really playing nice. I mean, I guess Taft is a very fast character, but yeah, did not really give us much time to to get that bug, and yeah, Damp on top of it finds the right shot. So yeah, let's go ahead and move into the next round.
Speaking of Taft, we've got them as a spy once more as Dampsquib steps into the spy side versus Adafheyesh's sniper. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. And keep in mind, Adafheyesh, I believe, is now on match point.
Yeah, and this is actually my favorite use of Taft. Like on library, you can do some amazing things.
No, sorry, Dampsquib won that last game. Not match point yet.
Yeah, so I
Everything's
think
fine.
yeah, and like I was saying, this is kind of one of my favorite uses of Taft. Like on library, you can move so fast and so freely throughout the venue. You can do some funny things like swap a statue and walk like almost halfway across the venue before the sniper even realizes that you were over there. So I do love this choice. Starting things with an early fingerprint, so pretty nice choice. Get offered, but opts against it. Probably also a good decision, seeing how things have played out so far.
Yeah, getting that early print is just very nice to have. It gives you a lot more options going into the late game when you've already got that in your pocket.
It's kind of
Picking up
funny.
another flirt here to bring us up to 81%. So pretty much everything but the worst flirt in the game will get that done.
It's kind of funny seeing Seek and Kane stacked on top of each other when both are highlights. That's definitely going to get the sniper's attention. Um, so yeah, and Seek going straight into books, and I think that was right after the ambassador left. So I think they're kind of making themselves a big target. I don't know how much of a factor that's going to play into it, but definitely nice to have AIs actually doing stuff and taking some of that suspicion away from you. But yeah, in the meantime, pretty content to just flirt and probably eyeing down some fingerprints at the moment.
Get offered by Toby again, but it looks like we're really just going to hang out, wait for this timer flirt, get that finished up. So flirt, done. We've got the one print. We've got just under 3 minutes to play.
Yeah,
And not much heat yet.
yeah, not much, but honestly, we haven't really done anything to deserve it, and I would love to start seeing some activity. Like I know kind of the usual strategy is to kind of take our time. Yeah, and yeah, TA Bales, like a lot of people were in conversation when we packed over here, but things just kind of got a little messy by the time we had got here. I still do think we could probably join in for the DA and get a fairly decent contact.
I wouldn't mind seeing side statues either to set up for an inspect swap ending with as large a character as we are.
Oh, absolutely. I think statues. I mean, on library, you're almost forced to touch statues at some point. I think might as well go ahead and at least get half of the inspects now, if we can. And yeah,
Dampsquib really taking their time though, playing this as slow as they feel like they can get away with. Wants to delay as long as possible before they start gaining that little bit of heat.
yeah, and I'm actually a little surprised because I don't think we need to be like really delaying so much. Like, I mean, there's no reason, there's no way that we're a suspect in any way, and I think we could just get away with a few things. But yeah, I think maybe the one thing that scares us though is the highlight that's going to come along with going to those statues, and that's probably what's delaying us. Yeah, go for. I think we're going for that second print, but AI beat us to the briefcase, unfortunately.
In an interesting position next to the ambassador, not in personal space range, but still in bug range. So
Yeah,
if Adafheyesh swings away to look at something else, unfortunately Toby's right here with us.
yeah, I think we probably were coming here for bug reasons. Problem is this angle. Oh, we used Toby as cover, but
It was a
was not
valiant
enough.
effort. It was a valiant effort, but it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, I like that try because I was kind of wondering like how we can make this work, and he quickly answered that for me. Use Toby as cover, but oh yeah, just yeah. If you watch it on the replay, Toby was like moving just when he didn't need to be. If he
True.
had stayed where he was, it could have blocked our arm. But yeah, once he moved around to the next guess, our arm was just completely visible. So yeah, nice try, but just execution didn't quite work out there.
And now, for realsies this time, we've got Adafheyesh on 4 match points. It's 9-5, the current scoreline. Dampsquib's got to win 4 in a row to force us to overtime. Let's see if they can get it done, starting from the sniper side of Courtyard in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, Courtyard's a funny venue because, it's historically quite sniper-sided, but this season in SML, it's been hilariously spy-sided, so let's see if that trend can continue here. Going
Yeah,
straight in for the inspects, that's quite a bold strategy, like knowing that you're a highlight, you're a huge suspect for the whole rest of the round. Adafheyesh kind of just going for it here.
yeah, absolutely. One of the things that's it seems that it's very important to do in order to get a spy win on this venue is to break that normal mold of spy play. Normally, what happens as a spy on this venue is you slowly pick up the flirt and the contact. You step into statues with about a minute and a half left to play. By the time you're out, you're down to 1 minute, and now you've got a highlight and a minute to find a hardtail. That's what usually happens. But we've already done the statue visit now. We've already gotten that highlight. We've already broken that mold.
Yeah, I like the plan. Just get the highlight out of the way, and I mean, yeah, just start working on the next missions. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to find a 4th mission anyways, so that's always gonna be the hard part. Looks like that's interesting. I didn't think we were offerable over here, but we are. But yeah, opting to not take the purloin, probably a good choice. Just kind of taking our time. Conversations are quite full here. I wonder if we could do a fake contact.
Yeah, we absolutely could. It's very difficult to get away with a purloin on this venue, largely because of just how high the sniper angle is. It's very easy for them to get a good look at the list and often zero in on the fade of the list without too much trouble. So it's just hard to get away with. But right now, we're just hanging out, doing this timer flirt. We're up to 84%, denying yet another drink. And now finally we step away to, I thought, go say hi to the double agent, but we're just stopping at Windows first.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting choice too, because I know doing too many drink rejects will get the sniper's attention, and usually, very nice.
The moves! He took the briefcase and picked up contact on his way out of conversation.
I love that play, but it looks like Damp isn't taking the bait. I think he knows that maybe that's like the kind of play that that Adafheyesh could be attempting.
Red flirt, a little bit awkward here. We need to get this flirt done, and we have another print left to get.
Yeah, but the part that I found interesting is we didn't take or we were rejecting the drinks when we don't even need. Okay, so that explains it. So we wanted our hands free to go for a swap. Dampsquib was ready for it. Yeah, pretty nice play from Ada, but yeah, I think the problem is like even if we do get away with that swap, we still have to go and flirt anyways. So Statue's going to get seen at some point. So yeah, nice pickup from Damp, and let's see what he can do on the spy side.
In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Keep in mind, Dampsquib has their back against the wall. They need to find this spy game in order to keep this match going. That was a nice long AI control to get a lot of bouncing done by the AI. And now into conversation with the seduction target and a quick green 51% on the flirt.
And I think we see how filled up these conversations are. So immediately joining in with the double agent.
Immediately into contact with the double agent. So that's one mission down. This could be pretty quick from Dampsquib. It's hard to take those speedy shots if your opponent is really going to fly on this venue, but it doesn't look like Dampsquib wants to rush this. He's just getting progress done quickly without breaking etiquette too badly.
Absolutely.
Back in the conversation with the seduction target already, though, so even though if it's not a true rush, it could be fairly quick. Not able to hit that second green test, though, so that's probably going to slow Dampsquib down quite considerably.
Yeah, a bit of a screen shake there, too. I think Damp was hoping for a rush. It would have been a nice change up from, the way that games have been pacing leading up to this. I mean, still chances for a rush, just, delayed at this point quite a bit. But honestly, you know, I like the play so far. That contact, I think I gave 8 guess real, so puts quite a bit of quite a bit of pressure on the sniper for the rest of the match.
Still a minute and 40 left to play. Lots of time on the clock, but not nearly as much as there could have been. We did a lot of delay to go back and forth and pick up this last flirt, and now suddenly we're pretty close to that standard set of situations I was talking about last game. Minute and 15 to play. We've not yet been to the statues. If we step in right now, we're going to be coming out of the statues with about 50 seconds left to play, a highlight, and a hardtail to get. And it looks like that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, and this is, you know, this is rough because I think only one other guest has gone to the statues at all, which is pretty crazy for how long this match has
Print
been
though.
going. Yeah, get the print, and I think that could very well be what we need. Um, yeah, I mean, really just gonna come down to getting the last print.
We might be able to get a print off of this drink. Step into conversation here. No, it looks like he's not going to do it.
Yeah, if we could maybe get the ambassador to, or if we see the ambassador put his briefcase down, maybe force him out of conversation and take that. Yeah, just only 29 seconds, so not a lot of time to make this happen. Like, the nice thing about Courtyard is at the very least you can always purloin
It
if
might have
needed.
to be. No, it's just an innocent drink take.
Oh, and the briefcase is down.
Oh,
Can
there
we?
was a
Oh,
difficult print on that.
I did not
There,
even realize the ambassador had already
it's
printed
still
it.
there. Dampsquib.
Oh, that is beautiful.
What an incredible maneuver. I had forgotten that both of those other characters rejected.
I was so laser focused on the briefcase, and I was like, "When are you gonna go get it?" I did not even realize the ambassador had just left us that beautiful drink print. And I mean, yeah, props to Damp, because I mean, like, how are you like really how are you catching both of those on the sniper? I mean, you have to really be on top of your game to catch both of those. Uh, yeah, I mean, beautiful fighting this much needed win on balcony. And yeah, with that, it looks like we're going on to another venue.
That'll put us into the last game of regulation time. Adafheyesh back on the spy side, this time of gallery, any 4 of 8. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and I mean, what felt like a, you know, insurmountable, you know, hill to climb is now just a one venue set. So, I mean, if, yeah, all we need to do is just make something happen on gallery, and gallery is historically a venue where you can make things happen on the spy side. But first thing first, you know, Adafheyesh is no stranger to making things happen himself. Picking up this cross convo flirt for the absolute minimum, or yeah, what I think is the absolute minimum. So
It is. 17%
yeah,
is the worst possible flirt.
17%, but it's fine. I mean, we still got plenty of time on the clock, and yeah, nothing, you know, nothing to worry about so far.
This is the wrong venue to do that on, though. There are very long walking lines and a lot of weird situations you can wind up in where the seduction card is just not really flirtable.
Yeah, very fair point. Like, one of the worst situations to be in is when it's like your ST is just griefing you walking from one CC to the other, and you can just never get those flirts in. So yeah, I mean, definitely one of the few venues where I feel like you really kind of need to rush flirt unless you're just very confident in your green test rate.
Well, there's the second flirt to bring us up to 51%, so we
Yeah,
are in a situation where we can get a 3 flirt if we get nice and close and hit a green on the last one.
yeah, that actually like put us like right in that perfect range. So yeah, going from the minimum flirt to 51 is, yeah, definitely, we'll definitely take that. And yeah, I don't know, still just kind of playing patience, so not really too much to speculate on at the moment. Ambassador has been quite nice, left prints all over the place, but we haven't picked up any of them yet. So okay, and yeah, looks like we're just gonna go ahead and just take the inspect. So gonna trade the highlight for that partial mission progress. Probably not the worst decision.
Double agent lands in the back conversation, so we've got a lot of value back there all of a sudden. SDA in the front as well, so now would be a great time to get this flirt picked up. The seduction target drops in to say hi, but not flirtable when they're picking up the case.
Yeah, ST not
That's a
only
pretty
denying us.
nice bug. That is a pretty nice bug coming through. Usually those sorts of bugs are a death sentence because of the angle that the sniper is at, but that was timed so well that pretty much that entire arm was behind the ambassador.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That completely caught me off guard because I just didn't think that was a situation where you're ever going for a bug. But
Normally it's not.
that was pulled off so well, and in general has honestly a pretty great bug animation to begin with. So yeah, I feel like usually when you're picking general, you probably have walking bugs on the mind. And yeah, Adafheyesh, yeah, brilliant execution with that one.
Third flirt down, 85%. Contact done. We've got one flirt left to get and a pair of inspects.
It looks like we're just going for it. Yeah, straight from the contact to finishing up these inspects. Yeah, really, really putting the pressure on Damp. This is one of those shots. Bug inspect.
Oh, he
Oh,
just takes the shot. Dampsquib is on top of it, and now there's one game separating Dampsquib from overtime.
I was gonna say these are one of those shots that are really hard to take, and these play Damp just reminding me why he's in Masters because he can make those shots.
Yeah, he was feeling a little bit shaky on the sniper side near the beginning of this match, but moving forward, he has suddenly become absolutely rock solid.
Yeah, and just like that, 8 to 9. Is it really that close after what we felt like Adafheyesh was running away with it? So we are in striking distance to get to overtime, and yeah, this is it. So let's see what Damp can do on the spy side.
One last game in regulation. Dampsquib for overtime, Adafheyesh for the win in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, so just kind of lonely over here with the ambassador, slowly filling up the convo. And
Seduction
ST,
drops in to say hi. That's very kind of them, as we're able to get a very close white flirt up to 34%.
yeah, you love to see that on gallery. Kind of an ideal start. Like seeing as like we're in a must-win game, I'm thinking Damp is probably going to stick to his guns, like his usual strategy that got him to this championship in the first place.
You
Which,
might be able to get a reverse drive-by bug here. No, the ambassador
ah,
steps away to the red painting instead of slipping around the conversation there. If we were planning on heading into either green bookcase or the back of this conversation, that could have been a beautiful little reverse drive-by, but doesn't wind up happening. Dampsquib doesn't take it, so it's still just that 34% flirt for now.
yeah, that would have been very nice if ambassador had just taken a slightly different path, but wasn't quite meant to be. Um, oh, and not nice ST taking a print away from us. So taking away print and a flirt possibility. So instead, just gonna join in and maybe contact is on the cards. Let's
Yeah, double
see.
agent is here in the back conversation, although there is a heck of a lot of movement right now. Just to
Yeah,
wait until people settle down a bit, probably.
yeah, maybe a little too early with this many people out. But either way, not in the worst position. And I think there are still bug opportunities in this position because of your angle with the sniper. Instead, Ambassador takes that path that we wish he had taken earlier. So
Also worth noting, Duke is a very odd character to try to get reverse drive-by bugs with because that one hand is tucked behind the back in the regular idle positions, so that can be a bit of a giveaway if you're trying for reverse drive-bys.
yeah, I think I don't know, kind of keeping an eye on the ST. I think we
Oh
do
my
need to.
god, oh my god, this ambassador. All right, not trying to take anything off of that. Just spent a lot of time in the back conversation trying to be as inconspicuous as possible. No contact yet, no extra flirts. We're down to 1 minute and 40 seconds, so time is starting to become a pretty significant issue.
Yeah, and I kind of feel for Jam because it looks like a little frustration. I think Bug absolutely was in our plans, just kind of based off of the conversation, or kind of based off of the spot
Positioning.
choices. Yeah, positioning exactly, in the conversation circles. But Ambassador's just not quite doing what we need him to do. So instead we're going for a book, and I think this might be the right choice. Like I don't think any attempts at microfilm have been made in this set so far.
They have
So
not.
yeah, might be nice of a nice change to go for.
It's a bold move, but it's kind of required at this point. The back conversation has completely imploded. There's no more use for us back here. So we're going to have to chase all the way out to the front. Seduction target's heading that way. Double agent is out that way.
Yeah, and as I kind of learned from watching Rob play is that Duke will stand with that book behind his back, so sometimes you can forget that he even has it, or you might think that he had returned it at some point. So yeah, not a bad spy choice to go for a transfer with, but
First mission complete with 36 seconds to play. It's not a good situation on the clock.
oh no, and I think we were trying to slow down a little bit to get that bug where you walk just in front of Taft, but yeah, that was not working out. And oh, we have to go 3 at a bookcase as well.
Everything's falling apart for Dampsquib. Adafheyesh takes the shot, and they are the SpyParty Major League Master Division champions.
Yeah, man, well played from both players. Pretty exciting set, and really, yeah, just kind of goes to show you that sniping is what got Adafheyesh this far and got him through this match. Just yeah, just really just seeing everything, even though the spies are not giving you much to work with. It's just yeah, just seeing everything at the right times, making the right shots.
Dampsquib definitely made a good run at it at the end, but unfortunately, in that last spy game, the party just refused to line up for them the way they needed it to.
Yeah, I feel a little bad because I mean, if you look at Dam throughout this season, like he's been like rock solid on both sides and like played some absolute monsters and done well. But like in this set, it just kind of felt like some things were just going wrong. Just couldn't quite get right in your element. And yeah, I mean, sometimes that's just all the other player needs is just like a few little breaks. And but yeah, honestly, yeah, well played to both. Great season, and I cannot wait to see what they can do in Grandmaster next season.
Yeah, absolutely. They're both going to be moving up. It's going to be a joy to see them, but that's all we have for you today. Thanks a ton for everybody who came out to watch. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've got one more of these tomorrow. At I think an hour after this one started, it's going to be the Grandmaster Championships between Nebula and Rov.
Yeah, Nebula and Rav, I mean, that is absolutely SpyParty at its highest level. Do not miss it. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining us, and see you next time.